Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey through time, a story spanning thousands of years, filled with empires, revolutions, and incredible art. We're diving into the history of Europe, a continent that has shaped the world in countless ways. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's rewind the clock. Our story begins not with kings and castles, but in the misty dawn of prehistory. Think Stone Age hunters tracking mammoths, and the first farmers tilling the soil. These early Europeans left their mark with mysterious stone circles, like Stonehenge, and stunning cave paintings that still fascinate us today. They laid the very first foundations of European society. Then, the spotlight shifts south, to the brilliant blue waters of the Aegean Sea. Here, two of the most influential civilizations in history were born, ancient Greece and Rome. The Greeks gave us democracy, philosophy, theater, and the Olympic Games. Think of Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates, brilliant minds whose ideas still resonate. Their city-states, like Athens and Sparta, were hubs of innovation and culture. From the Greeks, the torch was passed to Rome. What started as a small city-state in Italy grew into one of the largest empires the world has ever seen. The Romans were master engineers, building incredible aqueducts, roads, and cities. They gave us laws, language, and a blueprint for empire that would be copied for centuries. The Colosseum in Rome still stands as a testament to their power and ambition. The Pax Romana, or Roman peace, brought stability to a vast territory, allowing trade and ideas to flourish. But all empires eventually fall. By the 5th century AD, the Western Roman Empire crumbled under internal pressures and external invasions. This ushered in the era we call the Middle Ages. Now, forget the myth of the Dark Ages. This period was a dynamic mix of chaos and creation. Feudalism emerged, with kings, lords, knights, and peasants, all bound in a complex web of obligations. Towering Gothic cathedrals reached for the heavens, a powerful symbol of the Christian faith that dominated the continent. Monasteries became centers of learning, preserving ancient knowledge through the painstaking work of scribes. As the Middle Ages drew to a close, a new light dawned in Italy. We call it the Renaissance, a French word meaning rebirth. And what a rebirth it was! This was a dazzling explosion of art, science, and thought. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created masterpieces that still take our breath away. Think of the Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile, or the stunning ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. At the same time, thinkers rediscovered the classical wisdom of Greece and Rome, sparking a new spirit of humanism and inquiry. This spirit of questioning everything soon shook the foundations of religion itself. The Protestant Reformation, sparked by figures like Martin Luther, challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and split Europe along religious lines. This led to centuries of conflict, but also paved the way for greater religious diversity and individual freedom of conscience. While Europe was transforming internally, its ships were setting sail for distant horizons. The Age of Discovery began. Explorers like Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Magellan charted new sea routes, connecting continents, and creating the first truly global network of trade. This had monumental consequences, leading to vast colonial empires, the exchange of goods and ideas, but also the brutal exploitation of peoples and resources across the world. Back in Europe, the pursuit of knowledge ignited the scientific revolution. Thinkers like Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton challenged old beliefs about the universe. They showed that the world operated according to natural laws that could be understood through observation and reason. This paved the way for the Enlightenment, where philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau championed reason, liberty, and human rights. These powerful ideas didn't stay in books. They exploded onto the streets, most dramatically in the French Revolution. The cry of liberty, equality, fraternity toppled a monarchy and sent shockwaves across Europe, inspiring people to demand a say in their own governance. This era of revolution gave birth to nationalism and the modern nation-state. The 19th century was a whirlwind of change. The Industrial Revolution, starting in Great Britain, transformed societies from agrarian to industrial. Factories sprung up, cities swelled, and new technologies like the steam engine and the railway changed life forever. But this progress came at a cost, creating deep social divides and harsh working conditions that sparked new political ideologies, like socialism. The rivalries between Europe's great powers, fueled by nationalism and colonial ambition, eventually erupted into the catastrophic First World War. It was a conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality, redrawing the map of Europe and leaving a generation scarred. The peace that followed was fragile, and the unresolved tensions, combined with economic collapse and the rise of extremist ideologies like fascism and communism, led to an even more devastating conflict, the Second World War. This war brought unimaginable suffering and forever changed the global balance of power. From the ashes of war, a new vision for Europe emerged. Determined to prevent such destruction from ever happening again, leaders began to build institutions of cooperation. This led to the creation of what we now know as the European Union, a unique project aimed at ensuring peace and prosperity through economic and political integration. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the end of the Cold War reunited the continent, opening a new chapter of freedom and opportunity. And that brings us to today. The history of Europe is a long, complex, and often contradictory story. It's a tale of incredible achievements and terrible tragedies, of breathtaking art and brutal wars, of unifying ideas and deep divisions. It's a history that is still being written as the continent navigates the challenges of the 21st century. Thank you so much for joining me on this whirlwind tour through European history. It's a vast topic, and we've only scratched the surface. What part of this incredible story fascinates you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.